everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided meditation call for Friday, April the 10th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, continue to transcend. And here's something that I think is quite interesting, is that who looks outside dreams and who looks inside awakens. That's Carl Jung. Who looks outside dreams and who looks inside awakens. When we come full circle and we realize that we command and have the power to create into reality anything we desire. And when we gain the knowledge, we understand how to maneuver that, how to orchestrate it, all the different facets, all the different pieces in place, then it will be flawless. And here's another thing that you can see that goes with the current status of the planet from the aspect of as you view but do not participate. And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. Friedrich Nietzsche. And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. You see, a lot of this goes on, and many people watch us dancing and think that we are insane because they can't hear the music. And when we maneuver, operate on this planet as we continue to ascend, transform, it really isn't about outside. It's not about around us. It's about inside us. It always has been. It's like no different than what you see, and that you try to convey to someone else. It's a story, you have three people standing on a shoreline. One of them sees a grouping of ships off on the horizon. And they look at first, and then they keep looking and say, yeah, that's what I see. I see these three ships. And then they turn to the other two and say, do you see those ships? And they go, what ships? This is the one looking at them right now. They're right there. We don't see any ships. See, where everything is different, the different frequencies, and how we literally move in these bodies. And when we're not conscious of what is actually transcending, what we're doing, we are lost. We're in this void. And the void is a redundant process. Have you ever noticed how this civilization continually repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats? In other words, if you look at the history of this civilization, and then you look at the history of any kind or form of governing bodies, whatever they may be, and if you notice that it's always been not much difference when the majority of the population is led into a lie, and they follow the direction blindly of those who they allow to govern them, based upon the fact that they believe that they know best. You see what I mean? That those forms of governing bodies know best, so you follow what they say. And it has been that inherent understanding or inherent belief that that's how the civilization has always been. You know, we understand that whatever we put out, what I mean put out there, means that it doesn't, if you're conscious about it and you're aware of what you're putting out there, that's different. But when you're unconscious and you're putting whatever it may be out there, this is where we begin to realize and understand that when we have things happen in our lives that occur, that we believe that we've had no control over, that it just came in out of the clear blue and it just happened to be there. And in reality, we, one way, shape, form, or another, created it into reality. Now, whether we were unconscious, subconscious, or conscious, we created it. Now, understand that when you can master what you intend or put out there, whatever it is you put out there, if you put out the anger is what you're going to get back. If you put out hatred is what you're going to get back. If you put out confusion, more confusion is what you're going to get back. If you put out hurriedness, more hurriedness is what you're going to get back. So, doesn't it make sense for each of us to come to the full comprehension that I am aware of what I'm putting out? I'm also aware of what I will receive from it, what will come back to me. So, when we are able to manage that, pretty good. You know, I don't think we can, because we get to a point when we can finally still the ego, that'll be a different understanding. But in the meantime, we can understand the fact that what I'm putting out, I know I'm going to get back. So therefore, I'm going to put out things that I desire, rather than things that I do not desire. So if you put out there, I do not want this, you're going to get it. You're going to get more of the same of not wanting. And I know a lot of people do not manage that at all. We do not manage it. It just is random. It's like the ego mind. It doesn't really have a direction. It just flails around all different directions. So when we create, and our intention, when we put things out there, for instance, if you're walking along, you start worrying about the fact that, what if I get this virus? What's going to happen? Am I going to die? You see, that worry and wondering and the unknown comes in, and you bring and you get more back. You see? And a lot of the times, most of us experience things that we think, well, you know, that just happened. That's, you know, I got sick or I did it. It is because most of the time, what we're putting out there. And it is a fail-safe. It's always, it is inevitability that when it comes in, we know and say, okay, fine, and then I'm not going to put that out there. I don't dare to put that out there. You see the difference when people on this planet begin to realize that they've always been in command. They've always been in charge, really, with themselves and how they portray things and view things. Instead of just going in a blind direction because an external authority told you that this is what you must do, and you do it. And why do you do it? Because you follow the external authority. So you put more out there and you get more back, the same thing you're putting out there. When we put out joy and bliss and love and happiness and contentment, we get that back. When we put out fear, sorrow, anguish, and this is another thing. This is why so many people are on antidepressants in this country alone. Reason is that they keep putting out the energy and frequency of depression. You see what I mean? It's really a trap that we get ourselves into, and we aren't aware of it. So many people aren't aware of it. In fact, the majority aren't aware of it. So if someone falls into a depression, we've created that depression ourselves. But yet, since we are not connected with the God within to the extent of understanding who and what we are, we continue to weave more and more depression because we attract it, because we send it out and we get more of the same. So we keep digging ourselves deeper and deeper in depression. As you well know, there's a lot of people that have very severe depression, so they're under heavy medication. And unfortunately, the medication turns them into almost zombie-like. They just, nothing really, they're just kind of wandering in the life with those medications. But when they realize, can you imagine that they discover that the kingdom of God is within them and that the God within them is the heaven, and they start understanding and connecting with that, it will shift everything for them. It'll shift, the depression will vanish, it will dissipate, and then eventually it will just vanish. The drug dependency will vanish, it will be eliminated. This country is the highest consumer of drugs on the planet by far. Think about that. That's why the low dark matter frequencies for years and years and years, that's what they do. They try to get as many drugs in here as possible to drug the American people. And why is that? Well, it's because so many of us are disconnected from the God within. And it is all about, and it's not believing in ourselves. Many of us do not believe in ourselves. Therefore, we look outside of ourselves for guidance and direction, because our confidence through the heart mind, not the ego, and most people wouldn't know what you're talking about. Is your ego coming from? Is your confidence coming from your ego mind or your heart mind? They look at you like you're, off your rocker. So, and then of course, when people begin to think about, maybe I should start going within myself, but yet I'm fearful of what I may find. This is all, when you express that, more of it comes back to you. It is the way that the universe is constructed. It is like a reflection, so to speak. We create every single thing. Well, no, there's happenstances. No, there's not. There really isn't. That's just trying to blow off things and say, those little things are little surprises. When we manifest, when we create into reality, we don't know every finite avenue or element. We don't know them all because we aren't interested in managing all the aspects completely. So we leave some unknown areas when we manifest created reality. And when we move the energy out there to create whatever it is that we're intending or unconsciously intending, it is. It always is. It always is. It's never not. Okay? Even when we say, I don't want that, and we get more of that saying that I don't want it, and that's what comes at us. So if we were to look at anything, any disturbance, it is always about the collective consciousness of the planet. It's what it always boils down to. It is what the temperature and the mood is of the civilization. Now, if you can cause the civilization to believe through fear, it's always through fear, then they will create it. It's automatic. It's not a big deal. When the civilization realizes this and embraces it, so that they know that when we embrace fear, we're going to get fear because we create it. It starts off as just some thought. It's all it is a thought. It's nothing else. And then you have the external authorities that try to promulgate or to engage this feeling at first, and then it builds and it spreads amongst the population of the civilization. And so what happens is that we create it. A flea on a dog becomes bigger than the dog. A flea on the dog becomes bigger than the dog, and the flea gets so large that it crushes the dog. And that's what happens in this civilization. An interjection, a thought, a belief, starts out as a little seed, and then once it's introduced to the population, it begins to intensify and expand. And it goes both ways. So if the introduction is of fear, the fear then is literally created way out of bounds. It becomes so large that it feeds the very thing that isn't there, but then makes it there. If you were out somewhere and you didn't have access to TV, to media, to all the communications and everything, and you were just out there, and say that you got ill or something, and all you had was you and the God within you, and you didn't have anybody trying to tell you what it was. Oh wow, and you just would say, okay, so I'm not feeling well, and I'll figure out how to become better. You see what I mean? But once things are being interjected externally, majority of the population is then led as if they are being led off a cliff. And they don't know it. They're just not aware of it. They're consumed, and they don't know that they're creating the very thing that they fear, which is actually fear itself. They're creating the fear that they fear. And they're doing it subconsciously or unconsciously. And understand, bicameralism means that you're not conscious, you're unconscious. So therefore, you're very susceptible to external rule and authority. So if you're directed and you're told these things, and everything around you keeps imprinting it, you are going to create it however severe that you view it to be. It is a fact. It isn't even debatable. This is what happens with everything. Everything. I can absolutely, without a question, without a doubt, make the statement, and the opinion is, when this civilization is fully conscious and aware that it's aware it's conscious, and when it thinks for itself, leads itself, guides itself, governs itself, creates value for itself, creates wealth for itself, nothing that would ever be introduced to this civilization that would do harm would last a split second. It wouldn't last. It couldn't hold. It would vaporize. It's like the magician paper where it just, poof, goes up in flame and disappears. And this is a good measuring stick. It's a good gauge, temperature gauge, to understand what the condition is of the civilization. Okay? And those of us who are in consciousness and have moved into fifth density and are realizing realizing that we are in command of ourselves and no one else. We direct our attention of that which we desire. And we're conscious not to direct our attention to things that we do not desire. Okay? And we know this, that if you realize that every single one of your thoughts, every single one, every intention engages energy and motion. It engages it. It's like, it's no different than you put gasoline in your vehicle and you start the engine. That's what you're doing. You're starting the engine of creating into reality. Every intention. Now you imagine how dangerous it is that every intention that we have and we're not conscious of the intentions that we are putting out there, but they are creating. So, the only way that you can really manage it is to concentrate on wherever you are choosing to focus your attention and intention. The choice is always yours in this now moment. Always choose to focus your attention and intention in this now moment, in the now. Not the future, not the past, the now. Always focus your attention and intention on the now. Always. It doesn't matter what you are choosing to focus your attention and intention, but always, your choice is always in this now moment. And it is all about how you, each and every one of us, increase our vibrational frequencies. You know, a lot of us will sit there and say, we all do it. We sit there and say, oh, I know that, I know this, I know that, I know this, I know all of that, I know it. But yet I'm still here. It's because you don't know it. Because you wouldn't be there if you did know it. You see, the ego mind will continually play games and tricks on us to make us think a certain way or believe a certain way by embracing thoughts that we aren't consciously aware that we're embracing, turning them in, creating them into reality. So when we do know, we will not ever say that we do know. You see, when we really do know, we will not should make the statement that we do know. So it is a dead giveaway that when we say to ourselves, I know this, I know that, I know all about that, I know all about that, and it is the ego mind speaking to us as the trickster because we don't know it. When we always have to repeat or make a statement to ourselves or others that we know certain things, it means that we do not know them. Because if we knew them, we wouldn't have to say we know them. So you realize that in the now, we focus always our attention and intention only in the now, in the moment, this now moment. And that way, what we end up doing is we continue to dance. And we continue to hear the music. And those that don't, in their own way, one day they will. We continue to and we continue to listen to the music as we dance. So in this meditation, we continue to dance and listen to the music. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing we want to do is to relax our bodies. Relaxing the body is letting go of any stresses, tensions, anxieties that we have picked up even in the last 24 hours. Anything that maybe not be aware of because of the unsettledness of the planet at this time. And to release it and surrender it. All of it. If it does not serve you a highest frequency and the highest good, then why have it? Why carry it? There's no reason to. So you surrender and let go. Just drop your shoulders. Let go of all the stress, tension, fear, whatever it may be that you're carrying that is disturbing your frequency. Just let it go. Let it fall off of you. Vaporize. As you do that, the body will respond, and it will begin to relax. And as the body relaxes, and it's no different I think we've all experienced it at least once or twice, where we're someplace, somewhere, whether it be in a hammock, could be anywhere, and we're relaxed, and we go into a zone. Nothing bothers us. We're in such peacefulness, such quiet, stillness, that we actually still the mind, the ego mind, and subconscious mind, and we just are. And we're floating. And it's like the hammock in the summer afternoon, and you're just there, and you don't move. You're so relaxed and so comfortable, and you're not thinking. You've left the mind alone, and you're just in total solitude and quiet and serenity. You can hear some of the leaves rustling through the breeze. You can maybe hear a dog in the distance barking. You can hear children maybe playing that sounds way far away. And that's it. You don't hear anything else. You're literally in total relaxation, stillness of the mind. So as we do this with the body and ourselves, we move into the now. And the now is all we have, because the past is dead. We've experienced it already. Good times, bad times, indifferent times, but it's all gone, never to return. So we leave the past literally alone, and we move into the now, and we stay in the now, because in the now we're creating our futures. Now, if we go into the future without creating our future, what do you think is going to happen? We will digress, and we will go back into the past to drag past experiences into our future, to create our future, to relive the past. But in the now, we create the now. Right in this very moment, we're creating our future. And as we create our future, it's a future that we desire for ourselves. Just whatever your intention is, how you want your world to be, how you want to live in it. And you design it. And this is what we do in the now. Every moment, every single existence in the now. And as we've relaxed the body and we're in the now, we want to breathe. We want to breath in through our noses and breath out through our mouths. We take a nice, comfortable inhale, breath in through the nose. We hold it a little bit, and then we exhale through the mouth. Now you picture the breath as the power. It's very powerful. And so as we breath in and we take it up right starting with the sacral chakra, your groin area. You take it all the way up to the center of your body, all the way through all of the chakras, up into the throat chakra, all the way through to the crown chakra. And we hold that breath. And as we hold it for a few seconds, and as we're holding it, we concentrate that energy, that frequency, into liquid form. And we then, after a few seconds, release it over the pineal gland as it saturates the pineal gland. And the pineal gland responds by expanding, opening. Pineal gland is our gateway to all of the particles of existence and beyond consciousness. So we do this, and then as we pull it up, it fountains out the top of our heads and over the pineal, and then it comes back down around to the sacral chakra, and then we take another breath in, and we do the same thing, and we pull it up through the center of the body. We take it to the back of the underneath the skull cap, over the brain where the pineal is, and then we literally hold it for a few seconds, and it compresses into liquid, and then it goes right over the brain, through the brain, and saturates the pineal gland. And we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And as we breath in, we're breathing in divine positive energy as we pull this in and we liquefy it. And there's so much of a message in the divine positive energy. And it comes from source creation, pure consciousness. And as it comes in through our God and into the heart mind. It does not come in through the ego mind. And so as it comes in, it communicates in an emotion, an energy, a frequency. And it communicates to us many different forms of understanding. And we, all of us, are energy in motion, nonstop. We are energy in motion. And when we really grasp what this means, is that we are supreme reality, and we are supreme creation, and we are supreme pure consciousness. And bringing all that together, we are love. So we are the very thing that we desire to create. Isn't that interesting? All of the things that we desire to create are us. They come from us. We move the energy. As we are energy, we move flawlessly. Fluid motion, constantly. You are never not in motion. You're always in motion. So your energy is constantly in motion. And all you're doing is you're directing from your core positive belief that which you wish to enjoy and to interact with. And your most natural state of being is joy and bliss and prosperity and abundance and happiness and tranquility and benevolence and gentleness and kindness and generosity. So the very frequency, the very energy that you flow, that is you, connects with the other frequencies of energy that you wish to enjoy, that you wish to be. In other words, you're the very essence that creates the paradise of the God planet. You are energy in motion, and you're moving energy into motion to create that which you desire. It's a never ending. How can you not have or experience what you desire in the understanding that you're the energy in motion, and you're directing energy into motion to create the very things that you have been desiring since you came here. Now, we also understand that we have the ego mind, and the ego mind is always there trying to convince us that no, why are you doing this? You don't need to do this. You are fine how you are. You don't need to go into meditation. You don't need any of this stuff. You just follow me and we'll be just fine. And that is your choice. So also, we have relaxed the body, we're in the now, and we are in breath. And we are energy in motion. So, as we understand that we are one with the God within, with the heart, mind, with ourselves, that we are heaven on earth, there are others with us. There are the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes. Many, many, many of them, in the trillions. They are all on the highest and deepest eternal love, from the highest and deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. And they're consciously aware of this. They vibrate at a different frequency than we do. It's higher than ours. And not a big deal. Really isn't. And they communicate with us on a daily basis. Once in a while, you'll see one appear somewhere out of the clear blue that could be anywhere that's in a humanoid form. Looks just like, Bill Johnson or Mary Jane, whatever. And they communicate with you. They have conversation with you, whatever it may be. And they are gone. As many as 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 can surround any one of us at one time. And they love us, and we love them. And then there are the Ascended Masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. They have mastered ascending out of body and holding God form. God form is pure energy, which in turn is pure consciousness. We are gods, and we are ascended masters who have ascended into body to experience the physical. And we are mastering our ascension. Now, the ascended masters are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. We all are, or we wouldn't be in this meditation. So, we all decide to come together here, and arm in arm, so to speak, hand in hand, we form a circle of light, a halo, a beautiful, brilliant light that embraces the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia. In this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. And when we do this, any of us holding physical form, nothing is seen but the light. And this light is source creation. And this light is the highest of vibrational frequencies, the deep eternal love and the deepest of eternal gratitude. And that's what the light is created from. Pure, deep, eternal love. And the brilliance grays out the darkness of space. And so we begin to elevate ourselves, levitate ourselves above the planet. You can see in your heart mind, visualize this brilliant light and how it literally covers and saturates the planet inside and out, above and below, all life. And as we continue to move up, we see this beautiful gossamer field. And it's reflecting. And it's beautiful, vibrant, different lights, different sparkles. And we notice that the emerald green flaming healing light that Archangel Raphael carries. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column that reminds us of our power and our strength and our resolve. We have the purple transmuting flame. This is the column that reminds us that if we ever lower our vibrational frequencies to such an extent where we open the door to the lower dark matter frequencies, we can bring in the purple transmuting flame immediately and transmute all of those lower dark matter frequencies into neutralized substance, send them back to pure consciousness for repurposing. We also have the violet ray. This column reminds us that after the purple transmuting flame, we can bring in the violet ray and lift the vibrational frequencies and purify this area that was once invaded by the lower dark matter frequencies. Henceforth, we become in high frequency and in bliss and in joy. We have the white fire. This is a column that reminds us that this is a very high vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and a deep eternal gratitude, and it is our armor. And it's a brilliant white flaming armor, and the armor protects us from all low dark matter frequencies that we may create for ourselves. And they cannot sustain themselves when our frequencies are such a high. They'll vaporize. They'll dissipate and be no more. So it's our choice. We know consciously, are aware that if we lower our higher frequencies into lower dark matter frequencies, we'll open the door and allow them to come in. This is when we get angry, hateful, destructive, vengeful, jealous, anxious. These are lower dark matter frequencies. To what extent we go is also up to us. So this is why we have all of these abilities and powers. And this is why we are conscious, and this is why we are aware of this. So therefore, this is why we will not allow it to take us or to invade us. We also have the golden white pink light of pure deep eternal love. The source creation created us out of deep eternal love. Pure consciousness. Basically, that which created Mother, Father, God, the masculine and feminine, and Prime Source Creator God. All of us created a deep eternal love, pure consciousness. So, as we continue to elevate, levitate above the planet, we see this massive crystalline tower, this column that we've created that is massive, and it is several times larger than this planet, and it sets out in suspension, and you can see as the golden shimmering fall of liquid saturating all things in the highest of deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest eternal gratitude, and literally lifting the entire civilization into higher frequency. Now, those of us carrying physical form decide we step out the body, we float above it. And as we do this, we call out to all the light energy beings who are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And who are only those who are of conscious awareness that they are the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest, deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this meditation. Is now in the circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, bliss, joy, peace, humbleness, benevolence, tranquility. And they come in the gugaplexes. One gugaplex fills this universe. They come in the trillions of gugaplexes from every direction. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, the highest of deepest eternal love. And their gods are with our gods are with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere and continues to intensify and continues to expand. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, there are many, many, many of them. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest eternal gratitude, and join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest and deepest eternal love. We are in the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere and continues to intensify and continues to expand. We call upon all the galactics, all the off-worlders. There are many, many, many of these civilizations. We only are aware or familiar with a fraction of them, the Pleiadians, the Syrians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans. Only those who are consciously aware that they're of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude. And they are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions. They have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They're with us in this meditation, this circle of light, and this now. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one, and we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere and continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this meditation, this now, in the circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions. Their gods with our gods with theirs, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest eternal gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one, and we are all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, and it continues to expand, and it continues to intensify. we call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and in and above and below this planet Earth Gaia in this now, this meditation, in this circle of light. And only those who are of the highest, consciously aware of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. And just to name a few of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions in shapes, colors, size, forms, configurations, of which many we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest, of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever, and it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. It's at center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And our meditations are in constant motion. The highest frequency of the deepest eternal love and the deepest eternal gratitude. This is why this sphere that we've created can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It floods us nonstop. It saturates us, bathes us in this pure, deep, eternal love and pure, deep, eternal gratitude. It lifts us. Our frequencies continue to rise, to levitate, to ascend. We can feel the humming, the vibrational frequency of the love that we are, of the bliss and the joy that we are, of the heaven on this earth that we are. And the energy and motion in the golden ocean that we all are, and that we all are the essence of that ocean, and that we are all the essence of all creation in divine perfection and omnipotent power. We are the energy in motion. We create into reality. And we're creating into reality a God planet, a planet paradise, because we're the energy in motion. We are everything. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia. We see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universes. And we created this massive column that is flooding with a golden frequency. Showering, bathing, and saturating, flooding, all on, in, above, and below this planet Earth, Gaia, and this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. It is eternal. It is lifting this entire civilization into a higher dimensional frequency of pure bliss, love, joy, tranquility, benevolence, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness. And this is what we have now. And we are expanding upon that. And we are intensifying. And we all of us, are energy and motion, all connected. And this liquid golden ocean of the highest, deepest, eternal frequency of love, of gratitude, of joy, of bliss, of gentleness, of kindness, generosity, humbleness. And every second, more of this civilization is becoming conscious and beginning to embrace the gods within it. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close this out. all energy in motion. We never stop. We're always flowing, moving, creating, designing. And we are the essence of all things. And when we're fully conscious about this, and we know that whatever it is that we think, we are going to create it. Inevitability. So it makes much more sense to be aware and conscious of what our intent is in the now. And by staying in the now, we will still the chatter of the ego mind and the subconscious mind. And we will be able to focus in complete harmony and peace and joy on the now and creating in the now. As we continue as energy in motion in this fifth density, and as we continue to construct this paradise, this God planet, as we are all heaven on earth. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And we will be back here Saturday, April 11th, 2020, at 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation.